So, today we're going to be looking at working out the ratio of an amount. So what we mean by that is, if you're given a certain amount of money, we can divide it up between 2 people or 3 people, depending on what the ratio is. So we're going...
using a ratio as a fraction?
Kind of, yes. Yeah. Yeah, you can do it like that. So for this example, we got John and Anne are 7 years old and 9 years old respectively. So the word respectively just means that, okay, well, John's name comes first. So he is the age that comes first, okay, which is 7. So John is 7, Anne is 9. And they're given $80 split by the ratio of their age, and we have to work out how much each person gets. So I'll give you a minute or two to copy it, Hudson, and we will do this one together. Let's record. So the first off, what's the first thing we're going to write down, do you think? What would be a sensible thing, huh? 7 and 9.
2, 9.
7, 2, 9. Okay, so what we're going to do, and just to keep it really clear, so I want you to all write this as well. We've got J for John, A for Anne, and I'm going to write it like 7 to 9, okay? And we can do it as if it's in a little table, okay? So 7 to 9. Let's make it a bit neater. So for every $7 John gets, how many dollars does Anne get, Joshua? Yeah, okay, so let's imagine John gets $14. Hands up. How much would Anne get? Isa? 18, right, good. Let's say John had $28. Hands up. How much would Anne get? Hands... Xander? Almost. Up. 32, right. Because it's how many times as much? Not 2. So if we... actually, what did I just say there? Yeah, if John gets 28, so that's 7 times what gives me 28? 4, and then 4 9s are, whoops, 36. See that, Mr. Cunningham? Alright, so it's 4 times as much, okay? If John gets 70, Anne gets, Hudson? If John gets 70, Anne will get, I think how many times bigger this is, you know, if John gets 70, Anne will get, yeah, Anne will get 90, because it's how many times bigger?
10.
Yeah, 10 times bigger, okay. And what we want is, we want these two numbers, the correct numbers, to add up to 80, okay, because that's the total amount. Now there's a nice easy way that we can do this. I'm going to just erase this bit, we don't worry about that. What is the total amount of how much each, like John and Anne gets? 7 plus 9 is 16. That's the total amount. And what's the total amount that we have to share? 80, right. And once we kind of set it up like this, it becomes really nice. You can tell me, what do we do to 16 to get 80? What do we multiply 16 by to get 80? You can figure it out. Or you can tell me what you do to figure it out, Gordon.
It's
16 times 6? 16 times 6. So that's too big.
5.
16 times 5. Alright, that looks about right. How can we work that out without having to do, so we did a little bit of trial and error there. How can I work that out without having to, you know, do trial and error? If I'm thinking 16 times what number gives me 80? Aiden? All the way around? Yeah, if I want to work out what this number is, we're having to divide, okay? So 80 divided by 16 gives me 5, and that's where this number comes from, okay? And then you can always check, put into your calculator, 16 times 5 gives me 80. Right, so what do you think we do next then, Josh?
You have to times 5 by 7 and 9. You have to add those two numbers up together.
Right, so if we multiply each of these by 5, 5 7s are, shout out.
35.
5 9s are
45.
45. So how much does each person get?
80.
How much does John get?
35.
$35. And Anne gets $45. And what could we do as a quick check?
Add 35 and 45.
Yeah, good Gordon, right. We could add them together, and if we don't get 80, then we know we've done something wrong. But 35 and 45 is 80, so yeah, that's looking pretty decent. Now, if you do the little table, okay, it will make things a lot easier, okay? If we, I'll let you just have a couple of minutes to finish copying, and then if we all have a look at the following question in the book. Just move this down slightly. So we're looking at page 13. Everybody see it, and it is question 10. So it is this question here. You should all be able to see. Everybody okay? Got that?
Yeah.
If not, it's on the screen. And remembering this is being recorded, so you can watch it on YouTube. I'll put it on Manage Back as well. Who wants to read this out for me? Go on, Aidan.
In a regional mathematics competition, the ratio of Swedish students to Danish students to Finnish students is 14, 22, 17.
Yep.
Altogether, there are 10,029 students.
1,000.
Okay, 1,029.
Find how many students come from each of the three countries. Show your work.
Okay, so this is really similar to just that last question. Okay, we've got all these people, all these students, and we have to divide them between this ratio, okay? So first thing we're going to do, yep, we're going to write the ratio, and we're going to set it up in a little table. So we've got Swedish, the Danish, and I will start you off, and then you can see if you can finish it. We're going to have Swedish, Danish, and Finnish, and we're also going to have a total column. And as Xander said, we're going to write the ratio, so 14 to 22 to 13. So I will put in a couple of boxes that you need to fill in. And you can use a calculator. Okay, you can use a calculator to work these things out. I do not mind. Actually prefer it if you do. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes. First off, to get the total at the top here, in this box, we just add together 14, 22, and 13 and get 49. All right, the number, the total that we're trying to split up, is 1,029. And then we need to find out, what do we multiply 49 by to get 1,029? So just 1 second, okay? Because this is the bit that some people struggle with. And we don't want to have to do it by trial and error, okay? So we want 49 multiplied by what number gives us 1,029. Now first, let's have a look at Tell me, hands up. 5 times what is 10? Javian? 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times what is 18? Tayel? 3. Okay. Looking at these two, what actually am I doing here? I know we could think of it like our times tables, but what kind of calculation am I doing? Yes, Taylor? Yep, it is actually algebra because it's the opposite of multiplication. It's... What's the opposite? Yeah, division, right. In order to work this out, we're actually doing 10 divided by 5. And then we get our 2. In this one, we're doing 18 divided by 6 and getting 3. So for this one, we need to do 1029 divided by 49 and get 21. Right, so that is this number in here. And again, you can check by just doing 49 times 21, and that'll give me 1029. Okay, in order to finish it off, we multiply everything by 21. What do we get? How many Swedish people? Stop. Amaya? 294. Aiden, number of Danish? 462. And the number of Finnish? Hannah? 273. And do we just leave our answer like that? Okay, we can check it by adding them all together. 294, 462, 273. We can put it into our calculator and... Okay, so that looks good. What else do we need to do? Yeah, what do we need to write out? Swedish equals? S? What's S? What's S? We need to be really clear here, because remember you get your communication points and things. Swedish equals?
Swedish equals
Swedish
S.
has.
S equals blah blah blah.
The number of
Equal.
Swedish students
Equal.
is equal to 294. Number of Finnish, 2 N's in Finnish. Oh. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll just do it the other way around. So the number of Finnish students is 273. And the number of Danish, and there's 1 N in Danish. Okay, so that's really important, okay, because you're explaining exactly what your answer is. Is that clear? Clear as mud? Crystal clear?
About as clear as my day.
Okay.